Is a single camera lens really enough to make a $1,099 phone worth it? That's the big question around Apple's new iPhone 17 Pro. And for the first time in years, the answer might actually be yes, at least for a certain group of people. Let's back up a little. iPhones have always been praised for their cameras. They're reliable, consistent, and for most users, they just work. But anyone who has used the Pro models over the last few years knows there's been one weak spot: the telephoto lens. It was always a little soft, lacking detail, and to make matters worse, Apple tried to fix it last year with a 5x zoom on the iPhone 16 Pro. On paper, that sounded great. In real life, though, it didn't work out so well. That 5x zoom, about a 120mm equivalent, was too tight. It was awkward for portraits, and unless you wanted to photograph something very far away, you almost never touched it. This year, Apple finally made a real change. The iPhone 17 Pro introduces a brand new 4x telephoto camera, and the difference is much bigger than you'd think. Instead of that 120mm look, this one sits closer to 100mm. And if you know photography, you know that 100mm is a sweet spot. It's the classic portrait focal length. It gives you beautiful subject isolation, natural-looking backgrounds, and it doesn't feel like you're peeking through a telescope anymore. That one decision shifting from 5x to 4x has transformed the telephoto camera from a rarely used gimmick into something you'll actually want to shoot with every day. Whether it's portraits, cityscapes, or even casual shots of your pets, the lens finally feels like part of the iPhone's main kit instead of an afterthought. But Apple didn't stop at changing the zoom. The new telephoto also comes with a 48-megapixel sensor. That's a huge leap in detail compared to the older telephoto cameras. And it's not just about bragging rights. With higher resolution, you get more flexibility when cropping into photos. You can shoot at 4x and still have enough detail if you need to zoom in digitally afterward. It also helps in low-light shots, since Apple can combine pixels for better brightness and clarity. For the average iPhone user, this might sound like small tweaks, but for people who actually care about photography, this is massive. Apple has finally balanced its camera system. The wide lens, the ultra-wide, and now the telephoto together, they cover the most useful ranges for everyday photography. No more wasted lens that you forget even exists. So here's the $1 million, or in this case, $1,099 question. Should you buy the iPhone 17 Pro just for its telephoto upgrade? The answer depends on who you are. If you only use your phone to take quick snapshots for Instagram or family group chats,